Perhaps you've heard me say this saying that what we live with, we learn, what we learn, we practice, and what we practice, we become. In Romans chapter 7, Paul talks about the idea of the things that he doesn't want to do, he does do, and the things that he wants to do, he doesn't. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty common for all of us. We do things, and then we wonder, why did I do that? What was the reason for that? Well, so much of who we are has been stamped in us since we were a child. We've learned things. We've learned things in our family of origin. Not that it's bad, but it affects us. It affects who we are. It affects what we do. I heard a story the other day. Actually, I read it, and it impacted me. And it was a story about a man who remembered one of his earliest memories as a child. He'd come in, he was probably 4 years old. He'd come into the house and he had fallen and scraped his knees. And of course he was crying. And he reached his arms up to his mother to get comfort. And Mom handed him an Oreo cookie and said, "Go back outside and play." Now, seemingly that's nothing. I probably did it to my children, or I told them, well, I don't know what I told them. But the thing is that started that young man on a path of learning that food gave comfort. And so then, as a 40-some-year-old man, he's struggling with overeating, with indulging himself with food when he's stressed, when he's unhappy, when he's, well, you name it, and he's in it. I don't know about you, but I like food, and food, I realize, is a comfort for me. Some of my fondest memories as a child is sitting around the table with my family eating. Don't take anyone else's food, don't take their bread, or don't put your fork near their plate because they will stab you. But food is a comfort. And I realize that there are a lot of things that I am because of all that I've been. Not to say that it's bad, but I can relate with Paul that I struggle with those things that I desire to do that I don't wind up doing, mainly because I have to reprogram myself. Now, I know that Paul talks about our sinful nature, and some of that's what it is. It's just our sinful nature. And some of it, I don't know necessarily whether it's sin, except that it's not God's best for us. And what we need to learn how to do is identify it and then work at changing it. Remember, as I started this, it says, what we live with, we learn, and what we learn, we practice, and what we practice, we become. Change will happen when I start practicing something else. For that, I have to think about it. Hey, until next time, God bless.